Today we are going to be talking about lesson 11 from Eureka Module 5, which is talking about volume with fractional sides. When we have a rectangular prism, such as this, which is a 3D shape, and we want to find the volume of that shape, and the length is 1.5 inches, the width is 1 inch, and the height is 3 3/4 inches, and we want to find the volume. The first thing we can do is use the formula for volume, which is length times width times height gets the volume right. And we would actually see it juxtaposition like this, length times width times height. So when I have 1.5 times 1 times 3 3/4, I need to multiply those three together. And when I see mixed numbers, I know that I need to multiply fractions times fractions. So I'm going to need to change these mixed numbers into improper fractions first. So I know how to use the recycling method to do one group of 2 pieces plus one more group. Means that I have 3 halves. My denominator, he'll be back. Times 1 over 1 is the same fraction as 1. And then same thing with 3 3/4. Sorry about this. Technical difficulties this morning. 3 3/4, I do the recycling. I have 3 groups of 4 pieces. 3 times 4 plus 3 extra pieces. That's 15/4. So then when I go to multiply my fractions, easy peasy. Multiplying fractions is the easiest thing we can do with fractions. We simply do 3 times 1 times 15. That's going to get us 45. And then we have 2 times 1 times 4, which is 8. So we have 45/8. We don't like leaving it in an improper fraction. So famous fractions fall to divide. So we're going to take the 8 and the 45. 45 divided into 8 pieces. I can make 5 groups of 8 out of 45. That gives me 5 left over, which becomes my numerator. This becomes my numerator. The denominator, he'll be back. So my volume becomes 5 5/8 inches cubed. Remember, it's cubed because with volume, we are literally, what this means is we are filling this box with cubes, and it would take 5 whole cubes and then 5/8 of another cube to fill this entire box. Then that was kind of a review from 5th grade. So our 6th grade level of volume is to ask ourselves, what if we needed to fill this box with other little boxes of earrings or something? So if we needed to fill this box with earrings, and the boxes of earrings were 1/4 of an inch by 1/4 of an inch by 1/4 of an inch, there are 2 different methods we could use to find how many boxes of earrings could fit in our 1.5 inch by 1 inch by 3 3/4 inch box. One method would be to ask ourselves, well, how many 1/4 inches would fit across the bottom here? So if this is 1.5 inches, that tells me that I could have 4 boxes in this inch, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, and then 2 in the 1/2 inch. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes could fit across the length of the box. In 1 inch, that would be 4 boxes that could fit across going backwards. So that's 4. 6 boxes, 4 boxes. In 3 3/4, that tells us for each of the inches, that's 4 boxes each. So I know I didn't draw this to scale. So if that's 4 boxes there, 4 boxes there, 4 boxes there, and then 3 boxes in the 3/4, that tells me that I have 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12, plus 3 more is 15 boxes. So if I can fit 6 boxes across, 4 boxes deep, and then 15 boxes high, I can do 6 times 4 times 15, and I can just do that on my calculator. So I have 6 times 4 is 24 times 15 would get me, gotta find my calculator, 24 by 15 would get me 360 boxes. So that's one way to figure it out. Another way we could figure it out is that if we know the volume is 5 and 5/8 inches cubed, we could find the volume of the box that we were trying to fill. So length times width times height. So 1/4 times 1/4 times 1/4. So that would give us, let me do that down here, 1/4 times 1/4 times 1/4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 1/64. So our volume of the box that we're filling it with is 1/64 inches cubed. So then we would need to ask ourselves, if we took 5 and 5/8 and divided it into 1/64 inches cubed, how many boxes could fit in there? So again, since I'm dealing with fractions, I got to do a fraction divided by a fraction. So we'll change this. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 5 is 45/8, divided by 1/64. Oh no, I need to divide fractions. Wait, please don't cry. Just flip the second fraction and multiply. So we have 45 times 64 over 8. So on my calculator, I'm going to do numerator times numerator, 45 times 64. And I get 2,880. 8 times 1 is 8. Famous fractions fall to divide. So on the back here, I have 2,880 over 8. If I take 8, 2,880, I get 360 boxes. Same as I got the first time. Another thing that you could have done, just a reminder, if you are into this, when we had 45/8 times 64 over 1. I could have cross-simplified here. I have 64 and 8, which I can divide both of those by 8, and then I get 1 and 8. 1 times 1 is 1. 45 times 8 is going to be 360, so that tells me it's 360 boxes. So just depending on where you want to simplify that fraction, which one's easier for you. So those are two different ways that you can find the volume of a rectangular prism with fractional sides, and then filling it with a box that is not an inch by an inch, something that is smaller.